Hello, everyone, and welcome back, and thanks for joining me again. We're at it again in Arena with another Magic the Gathering deck showcase. This time, this is what I like to call a Squirrel Girl or Infinite Squirrels. This is probably going to be one of the first infinite combo decks I show off, since I really don't like these. They're really broken, really cheap. But I hope you all enjoy. I mean, who doesn't love a bunch of squirrels? With that said, before we start, like, comment, subscribe, share out my videos, let me know if there's any games you would like to see me play in the future and all that jazz. And with that said, let's get into the deck and have a couple matches. First up, we have a 4 Selfless Savior. It's a dog, because dogs always chase cats. It's a 1 white for 1/1. You can sacrifice Selfless Savior, so another target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. Our main goal is to pretty much use Savior to protect our main card, which is going to be Scurry Oak, which is, once we get to him and we explain how the infinite combo works, you'll understand why you want to protect that card. Next up, we have another part of the combo that can help you trigger it off is Soul Warden. You've probably seen a lot of her and probably are pretty tired of her. I know I am. But she is a 1 white, 1/1. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, gain 1 life. Pretty self-explanatory. Just remember that part about when creatures enter the battlefield, you gain 1 life. Next up, we have Adventurous Impulse. We got 2 of them. It's 1 green. You get to look at the top 3 cards of your library. You reveal a creature or land from among them. Put it into your hand. You put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. It's very, very good. We're trying to pull out this infinite combo as fast as possible. So we need to be searching through the top cards of our deck, however which way we can, to pull the pieces that we need. We have 2 in the deck. And next up, we have 1 Instrument of the Bards. It's 1 green. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a harmony counter on Instrument of the Bards. Then you can tap 3 anything and 1 green along with it, so you can search your library for a creature card with mana value equal to the number of harmony counters on Instrument of the Bards. You reveal it, then you put it into your hand. If that card is legendary, you get to create a treasure token, then shuffle. So essentially, you can tap 4 mana at any time to add a creature card with mana value equal to the counters on Instrument of the Bard. So essentially, you're going to want to leave 3 counters on it, so that way, whenever you need to get Scurry Oak, the main piece of the infinite combo, if your opponent happens to get rid of it, you can pay 4 mana and pull another one straight from your deck into your hand, so you can try to pull off the infinite combo again. Next up, we have Squirrel Colony. We got 4 of them. It's 1 green, 1 anything, 2/2 with reach, so it can block flying if we need to. It gets a +2/+2 as long as we control 8 or more lands. So essentially, the longer the game goes on, the more lands you got out, you'll be popping out a 4/4 for 2 mana. Next up, we have Squirrel Sovereign. 1 green, 1 anything, 2/2. Other squirrels you control get +1/+1. Pretty standard creature ability. No need to explain any further. Next up, we have Tapping at the Window. 1 green, 1 anything. You get to look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them, put it to your hand, put the rest into your graveyard. It has Flashback for 2 of anything, 1 green. You can recast it from your graveyard, but exile it. Again, the same thing like Adventurous Impulse. We're using it to mainly look at the top cards of our library so we can get the main pieces of the infinite combo we need into our hand and out onto the field immediately. Next up, we have Sylvian Anthem. It's a 2 green enchantment. Green creatures you control get +1/+1. Whenever a green creature enters the battlefield under your control, you scurry 1. So that way, again, we are trying to get the infinite combo pieces in our hand as fast as possible. This will slightly speed up the process. And next up, we have Heliod, the Sun Crowned. He is a 1 white mana to anything. He's indestructible. He's a 5/5. He is another way you can proc off the infinite combo. His effects state as long as your devotion to white is less than 5, he isn't a creature. Whenever you gain life, you can put a +1/+1 counter on target creature or enchantment you control, and you can pay 1 mana and one other color to make another target creature gain lifelink. So again, the main thing you want from this card is whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. And next up, we have Rosie, Cotton of the South Lane. 1 white mana, 2 anything. She's a 1/1. When she enters the battlefield, you get to create a food token. Whenever you create a token, aka when she enters the battlefield and creates that token, you could put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control other than her. Again, kind of the same thing like Sun Crown. Just remember, the whole goal in order for this infinite combo to work is we have to be able to constantly put +1/+1 counters on the creature that we're about to come up to here in a second. Next up, we have Chatterfang, Squirrel General, 2 anything, 1 green, 3/3. It has Forest Walk, which means it can't be blocked as long as defending player controls a forest. When 1 or more tokens would be created under your control, those tokens plus that many 1/1 squirrel green creature tokens are created instead. We're not worried about the black sacrifice, not worried about that. But this will help us generate even more squirrel tokens for mass redundancy. Next up, we have a Scurry Oak, the main card of this infinite combo deck. This is the card you want to have out on the field and you want to have protected at all times, because you can easily pull off this infinite combo just by having him out and her out alone can trigger it. It's 1 mana, 2 anything. It's 1 power, 2 toughness. Whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on Scurry Oak, you may create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token. And it has Evolve, which is whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, if that creature has greater power or toughness than this creature, you get to put a +1/+1 on it. Now again, if you can't tell already, that will make a infinite loop over and over and over again. It's really fun. I hope we can pull it off. Next up, we have Tribute to the World Tree. It's 3 green mana. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you draw a card if its power is 3 or greater. Otherwise, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Or 2 +1/+1 counters on it, sorry. Again, it helps us draw. It beefs up our creatures if we need to. So pretty good. We got 1 in the deck. And next up, we have 1 Ecological Appreciation. It is 2 anything, 1 green, X for however extra mana you want to pay. But you get to search your library and graveyard for up to 4 creature cards with different names that each have mana value X or less, and reveal them. Your opponent's going to choose 2 of those cards. Those cards get shuffled into your library, and you get to put the other 2 onto the battlefield. So again, it helps us pull out our combo pieces if they're in the grave or if they're in the library. Yes, you will have to pay, an extra 3 mana, so you're looking at 6 mana in total to pull it off, but it's worth it. And next up, we have Tusky, Bearer of Secrets, 1 green, 3 anything, 1/1. Cannot be countered, it's indestructible. It must attack each turn. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Again, Squirrel helps us with draw, it's very, very good. Sorry if my voice is kind of cutting out. I'm slightly under the weather, so do forgive me. Next up, we have the Great Hinge. It costs 7 anything, 2 green. This spell costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. If you've seen my bear deck, you already know the Great Hinge. It's a very good card. You can pull it out early. It not only allows you to draw a card, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on a creature, which will trigger Oak's infinite combo. You can add 2 mana. I mean, it's such a good card. We have 1 in the deck. And next up, we have our lands. We got 6 plains, 4 thriving hearth, 6 forest, 3 blossoming sands, which when enters the battlefield can proc Scurry Oak if you have the pieces on the field. Evolving wilds, so that way we can sack it to pull out a land that we need just in case we don't have the colors on the field. and the same thing with the Fabled Passage. So, there's a deck. Pretty straightforward. Most infinite combo decks are. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. And I think we'll do it in ranked, just to show you how OP infinite combo decks are. Granted, we're not in Diamond or Masters yet. We're still like in Platinum, but you'll be able to truly see the power. We're probably going to mulligan this hand because we want to try to get this infinite combo off. This we can work with. It's going to take us a while to pull it off, but we should be able to. We already got Oak in hand. I think we're just going to leave the one counter so we can pull out other cards that we're possibly going to need, such as Bold Warden and others. All we need to do is get one more counter on Instrument of the Bard, add Rosie into her hand, and try to pull it off.
Gods of this world are worthy of service. Let's do this.
We can't play it yet because we're a mana short. Something's playing black and white. Gotta pull it off quick though, or we might lose. Very risky waiting one more turn, but we're gonna try. Dang it. Right when we get it too, man. That sucks. what, 4? I got 3. Couldn't pull it off fast enough. Got beat by a pump-up deck faster than us. That card right there. Basically playing a deck just like us. That's the bad thing about ranked, man. There's too many little try-hard mother... Try not to cuss so hard, because I'm trying to make my YouTube better. You know how hard that is, folks? When you cuss like a sailor every day and you have to monitor yourself because of YouTube. We really need scurry to pull it off. Got 4 in the deck, so I mean we should be able to draw one of them, right? That's all we need right now is Scurry Oak, and that's game. Of course it has to stay alive, of course, but essentially if we draw it, it's game. Oh, it's 3 green and that's white. Blah, blah. My bad. Well, that's good. That's actually very good. That helps us out a lot right there. Now we know we'll be safe whenever we play a creature. Next turn is going to get fun. Dang, we can't play the hinge yet. Let's go ahead and play her. Cost of hinge too. Well, no, because they're only 4, so. I'll swing with this one. And next turn, hopefully we can draw a creature, play Great Hinge, and then we can just combo off of that. We might not even need Oak. Might beat them straight out. Let's see. Old pump up light change deck he's playing. go, squirrels. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Surprised he hasn't surrendered yet. I mean, we can keep doing this over and over. As long as your opponent cannot respond to it, that's it. This is it. We're not gonna do it too long though, because I mean it's already overkill. So we just want to create enough tokens to kill them. And I think that's gonna do it. That's game. Unless he can board white, that's game. There is 15 creatures versus your 5, sir. You're outnumbered. The damage is already done, dude. Block all you want. That's game, buddy. Like that, folks. Infinite squirrels. Now let's see if we can pull it off one more time. We're gonna see if we could try to pull it from our deck, searching. Scurry. We won't be able to do the infinite combo immediately though. We don't have the other piece in play, I don't think. Soul Warden and Scurry Oak by themselves won't do it. You'll be able to create a couple tokens, I think, but you won't be able to go infinite. man should already know what's coming. I played a squirrel. Self-explanatory. Although he might think I'm playing a zoo deck since there's a dog out on the field. This ain't much of a battle. Sorry, bud. Cheers to my heart. Unless you can counter, but you're tapped out of blue. So that is game for you. Make sure you pay attention to the prompts, though, so you don't misclick anything. Well, you can get carried away if you're just doing this blindly, and you accidentally hit decline. So definitely pay attention to the to your stuff. That's game. You gain all the life you want. Ooh. It. Get out of here. There you have it, folks. Squirrels for days. I'll pull the deck up one last time. Ooh. Ain't meant to go there. There's the deck one more time for everybody to see it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I have plenty more Magic the Gathering Arena videos coming out, along with a few video game playthroughs and a couple of new content things I'm going to start venturing into. So stay tuned for that. Also, if you're really into Magic the Gathering Arena, check out GrayVikings.com. Use my link below to make your purchases, and every purchase you make through my link that I provided down in the description, it goes towards me accumulating points so I can use those to purchase coupons and discount codes and stuff like that, so I can give them out to you, my lovely, adoring audience. So, with all that said, thank you, and until next